Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington, Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. Hold on to your seats because the NFL landscape is buzzing with some truly explosive rumors. And if they come to fruition, the Washington Commanders could be looking at a game-changing move that might redefine their entire offensive identity. I'm talking about a potential trade that's been the subject of serious speculation. Kyle Pitts, the highly athletic tight end from the Atlanta Falcons, possibly heading to Washington in what could be one of the most impactful trades of the offseason so far. Yes, you heard that right. Kyle Pitts, a guy many consider a unicorn at tight end, could be making his way from Atlanta to our DMV area. And if this happens, it could be a massive boost for Washington's offense, especially as they look to rebuild and find that spark to push them deeper into the playoffs next season. Now, the rumors are swirling that the Falcons might be willing to part ways with Pitts in exchange for a first-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. It's a bold move, but one that makes sense when you consider Atlanta's current situation and their cap space constraints. Let's break down what's driving this potential trade. The Falcons, sitting at 7-7 in what has been a roller coaster of a 2025 season, are feeling the pressure to rebuild certain areas of their roster. Atlanta has struggled offensively this year, averaging only about 21 points per game, which isn't enough to really compete at a high level. And with quarterback Kirk Cousins' decline and the injury to tight end Zach Ertz, who's sidelined with a hernia until at least December 15th, the Falcons are in a bit of a bind. They're looking to free up cap space, which sits around $9 million under the cap right now, and prioritize other positions, especially adding more depth at running back after recent injuries and struggles on offense. Meanwhile, the Commanders are desperate to find a mismatch weapon that can elevate their passing game, which has been underwhelming this season. Their offense has struggled to find consistency, especially in the red zone, where they've been converting at just over 48%. With Zach Ertz out, the tight end position becomes a glaring need, and Pitts could be the perfect solution. He's a versatile, dynamic playmaker, and his profile fits exactly what Washington needs to take that next step. Think about it. Pitts is not just a big target, he's a game changer. His 2025 stats are eye-popping: 62 receptions for 812 yards and 7 touchdowns across 14 games, averaging 4 yards per catch. His PFF receiving grade is a stellar 85.6, and he ranks in the top 5 in yards per route run via next-gen stats. Since entering the league in 2021, Pitts has accumulated over 200 yards and 18 touchdowns, with a consistent EPA per target of plus 0.14. Remember that Week 10 game against the Saints? Pitts caught 8 passes for 112 yards and 2 touchdowns, racking up nearly 50 yards after the catch. That kind of explosiveness is exactly what Washington's offense needs to stretch the field and create more big play opportunities. His injury history in 2025 is something to consider, yes. He missed a game due to a knee injury but played through what was a minor setback. And he's been very productive when healthy, with a career average of 2.9 yards of separation per route, comparable to some of the elite tight ends in the league. His ability to create mismatches against linebackers and safeties, especially in the red zone, could be a real game changer for the Commanders' offense. You combine that with his big play ability, his 4 yards per reception in 2025 speaks volumes, and you see the potential for Washington to become much more dangerous in the passing game. Now, why would the Falcons be willing to part ways with such a talented player? It's all about their current needs and financial flexibility. Atlanta is in the middle of a so-so season, and their priority now is shoring up the defensive line, especially after injuries like Jarrett's, which have hurt their pass rush. They need draft picks to rebuild that front seven, and are perhaps hesitant to keep a star tight end when they're looking to add more pieces at wide receiver, especially after extending Drake London. The $9 million in cap savings from trading Pitts could give them the flexibility to make those moves. There's also the aspect of player usage. Some insiders like Adam Schefter have noted Pitts' dissatisfaction with his role this season. He's been targeted only 68 times, which is low for a player of his caliber, and that's likely contributing to the Falcons' desire to explore other options. From Washington's perspective, bringing Pitts in would be a statement move, signaling their commitment to becoming a more explosive, unpredictable offense. Imagine a scenario where Pitts lines up in the slot or inline, creating mismatches against linebackers and safeties, and allowing the Commanders to run their offense with more diversity and big play potential. And it's not just about boosting the passing game. Pitts' versatility in inline blocking adds value in the run game, helping to support the offensive line and improve overall offensive efficiency. His presence could elevate the entire unit, making defenses respect both the pass and the run equally. And when you think about the playoff implications, this kind of upgrade could be the difference maker in tight matchups, especially against teams like the San Francisco 49ers, where the matchup against tight ends is critical. Kittle, for example, has been a nightmare for defenses, and if Washington manages to land Pitts, it would be a similar nightmare for opposing defenses. Looking ahead to the postseason, the odds for the Commanders to make a deep run could improve significantly. According to BetMGM, their Super Bowl odds jumped from +15, 0 to +7, 0 after this potential move, an enormous shift that indicates how much this could energize the team and the fan base. With Pitts, the Commanders would have an elite playmaker who could be the X-factor in crucial playoff games. His ability to stretch the field, create mismatches, and produce big plays in clutch moments could propel Washington past some of their toughest opponents, especially in high-pressure situations like the playoffs where every yard and every touchdown counts. And let's not forget the broader implications for the team's identity. The Commanders have been rebuilding this season, trying to establish a more dynamic offense around quarterback Sam Howell. Adding Pitts would send a message that they're serious about competing now, not just developing for the future. It's a move that could help Washington establish a more aggressive, versatile offense that defenses fear. It would also give Howell a true weapon to target, boosting his confidence and helping him grow into the franchise quarterback they hope he can be. Of course, all of this hinges on whether the trade actually happens, but the signs are pointing toward a very real possibility. The NFL offseason is always full of surprises, and the potential pairing of Pitts with Washington's other offensive weapons could be a perfect storm. Imagine the excitement of seeing Pitts lining up alongside Terry McLaurin and Jahan Dotson, creating mismatches all over the field and turning the Commanders into one of the most potent offenses in the league. It's the kind of move that could define the franchise's trajectory for years to come. So, what do you guys think? Is this a smart move for Washington? Would Pitts be the missing piece to finally take this team to the next level? The fans are buzzing, and the offseason is just heating up. We'll keep you updated as more news comes out, but one thing, as for sure, if this trade happens, it's going to be a game changer, and the Commanders fans will be celebrating a new era of explosive offense and playoff success. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking at the bigger picture, bringing Pitts into the fold could also serve as an inspiration for the team's future direction. The Commanders have been trying to build an offense that's not just functional but truly explosive, and adding a player of Pitts' caliber sends a clear message. They're aiming high. His presence would also help in the red zone, where Washington has struggled to convert touchdowns, especially in tight situations. With Pitts' ability to make contested catches and create big plays, the red zone efficiency could jump from around 48% to over 62%, drastically increasing their scoring potential. This trade could also be viewed as a strategic move, similar to what the Kansas City Chiefs did when they acquired Travis Kelce. Kelce's presence transformed their offense, making them almost unstoppable in critical moments. Pitts, with his unique skill set, could have a similar impact for Washington, especially if the team continues to develop around him and Howell. The NFL has become a league where tight ends are no longer just blockers but true offensive weapons, and Pitts fits that mold perfectly. Furthermore, the statistical projections are promising. If Pitts joins the Commanders, analysts estimate that their offensive EPA could increase by around 18%, which is massive in terms of expected points added per play. This uptick could be particularly vital in upcoming matchups against teams like the Giants, who have a leaky secondary that's allowed 28 passing touchdowns this season. Exploiting that weakness with a mismatch like Pitts would open up the entire offense, making it more unpredictable and dangerous. So, in essence, this potential trade isn't just about acquiring a talented tight end. It's about transforming the identity of the Washington Commanders' offense, making them a threat to score from anywhere on the field and forcing defenses to respect their passing game. It's about building a team that can compete at the highest level and finally bring that Super Bowl trophy back to DC after so many years of longing for that glory. And of course, for the fans, this kind of move reignites hope and excitement. The possibility of seeing Pitts in the burgundy and gold, creating highlight reel plays and helping the team climb the playoff ladder, is truly exhilarating. The NFL offseason is always full of surprises, but this one feels like a potential game changer. It's a move that could set the stage for a new chapter of success for the Commanders, one where they finally become a genuine playoff and Super Bowl contender. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you believe Pitts is the perfect fit to elevate the team? Are you excited about the possibility of this trade happening? Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Commanders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates on this story and other news from around the league, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news. This offseason is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory, and we're here to bring you every detail. So keep those notifications on, keep supporting the channel, and let's see how this story unfolds, because it might just be the start of something special for Washington fans everywhere.